Hey guys, it's Amy. I am looking for it on my trusty little device here so that I can find it and comment on everything for you. It says I should be live in just a few minutes. So I'm waiting for my phone to tell me that I am live so we can get to some fun stuff with the Friends Are Like Seashells because what does it say? Friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way. I have lots of friends all over the world now. Let's see. Notifications. No, it's not there. Looking. Looking. There we are. Turn the volume down and we can see all the comments. Now there we are. All right, if you're here, please leave me a comment. Let me know you're here. I will try to answer your questions while we're talking. If I am not able to answer your questions while we're talking, I will send you back a message and answer any questions you have in the comments. So today I'm going to do voter's choice has been Friends Are Like Seashells. I have a couple of different simple techniques that I'm going to show you with it. I'm going to show you 4 different cards that I've made. I'm not going to go into the elaborate one today. I may do that later and go and show you all the details. I'll kind of tell you how to do it, but I'm not going to do it on the live today. I have to go get my grandson today, and I'll be keeping him from noon to probably whenever mom gets home. And then I'll have to go pick up my granddaughter later this afternoon as well. So with that said, I won't have time to go through the Avid and the quick little card I have for you today. But I have plenty of papers and a simple technique to show you that is really, really knocks it out of the park. It takes that pretty color of cardstock and makes it wow. They came out with a pearlescent paper with this suite, and it's beautiful. But everybody's like, well, it's just creamy white. But add some color, because if you're a creative person, you're not afraid to use a little color. So I added color to some of the creamy white pearl paper, but I was like, it's gotta be a better way. So I saw somewhere on the web, of course, that they added our shimmer paint to it, our frost shimmer paint to your pretty cardstock. And oh wow, fabulous. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And I lost my shimmer paint. It's somewhere on my back table where I do a lot of cutting and such, and I haven't been able to find it. So I decided to use some metallic pearl white paint. It's kind of a pearly, you'll see. We're going to do it with that. So again, if you're here, leave me a message that you're here. Say hi. If you watch this in a replay, say hi. I do have a pop giveaway for the week. The very next order that I get that's $50 before shipping and handling will not only get their celebration item for this month, but they will get the Garden Wishes for free. So that's my pop-up, and that's only for a week. So if you place an order for $50, I will send that out to you along with your card kits that I'm doing this month. If you spend $75, not only will you get your card kit, but you'll get a free chamois. I have a couple of these that I've ordered for folks. Love this thing. I just love it, especially when you're doing multiple colors of one stamp, and it's great. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and flip you over because it's now 10 o'clock, and we're going to get live and play with some paper. So just so you know, my husband is now working, so I get the whole place to myself. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I'm going to craft. But anyway, here's the Garden Wishes suite. This is what I am giving away with a $50 order. It will be free. It's never been used. I won it on stage, and I ordered it before I won it. So I had an extra. So place a $50 order, and I will send this to you for free. So with that said, I'm going to stick this to the side, and that is good until the 26th at midnight. So this is the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set, and it has a die that goes with it. Here's the stamps. And here's the dies that go with it. Now this die is one piece. And then there's a bunch of different little dies that go with it, which are nice. I'm going to show you how to work it all. And then there's an embossing folder that goes with it as well, which will emboss all of those in the one image. So I'll show you how to do that and make it simple. But I wanted to go over some of the cards with you. This is the one we're going to create, but we're going to do it in some different colors. We're going to do a Mary Merlot and a Rococo Rose, but this is what we're going to do. This one's done in Bermuda Bay with the Oso Ombre paper in the Celebrations catalog. And I love this. And if you're my niece and you're watching, this is your anniversary card. It will be late. I wanted to have it today to show you guys. And then I made another birthday card, which is super simple. It's just embossed in the background. And then I took some of that pearl paper here and I embossed it, rubbed a little bit of pink. I don't know if you can see the pink on there. Rubbed some pink on that pearl paper. And then this piece is a piece of Blushing Bride and stamped with the image. I think it's in Rococo Rose. And then I put some of that pearl sheen on it. And then this back here, this piece of paper is from the Sand and Sea DSP, which I will show you that as well. And then I have a piece of metallic ribbon back here, and I did a double strip just so it would give it a little interest. And then we have, of course, our opal rounds on this one. Then I did another simple one, and of course, this is just an embossed piece. I took my blending brushes, and I rubbed a little bit of Misty Moonlight on the embossed image, so you can see all of that. And then I just stamped and cut out from the die cut some of these sentiments. My sentiment here, or some of these seashells, my sentiment here is out of the Love You to the Beach and Back. Is from the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set, but the cutout is from the Many Messages. And then, of course, I've got some champagne rhinestones and some opals on it. And it's on the back of some Blushing Bride. This one is the fancy one. This is the one I put up. I love this one. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. So we're not going to do this one today, but I will kind of give you a rundown here. This is a base of Misty Moonlight, and then we have the DSP behind it. There's a little smidge of Seaside Spray. It's like an eighth. And then you've got the DSP from the Sand and Sea. And then you've got a layer right here in the back of the die cut out in vellum. Then you've got a layer here that's cut out in watercolor paper, moistened and colored with aqua painters and your Stampin' Write markers to get the really dark spots. And then I have the pearl paper here, stamped and cut out and rubbed with some pink. This one is from this die cut, and it was stamped, and then I rubbed a darker brown on top of it for this seashell. And this is the story story punch, and then I just stamped and embossed the sentiment on there. And this is just our simple linen thread. And then we've got some opal rounds on this one too. It's a lot of detail, but it is actually pretty simple to do, but it takes time because you've got to watercolor and cut out all of your pieces, and you'll see why. So this is my really fancy one. I will do a blog post on this one. I don't know if I'll go back and do a video with it or not, but maybe I will, maybe I won't. So what we're going to do is this one, but I'm going to show you the DSP. Good morning, Carla. How are you? I'm going to do this one, but I'm going to first show you the Sand and Sea Designer Series paper. Now, they're not in any particular order. This is one of them. It's got a bunch of the little dots on it, kind of like bubbles. And then the back side is this, which I used in my really fancy Avid paper. And I love this. It just kind of reminds me of ocean waves. And then we've got, this is, I think, Rococo Rose or Blushing Bride. And here's the back side of this. I love this. This is so saffron going into the pinks and then going into the blues, kind of like a purpley there. This is like one of my favorite pieces of paper. And then we've got a duplicate of that one because I haven't used it yet. Then we've got our sand dollars. Of course, everybody loves sand dollars. I think that was in one of my cards too. And this is the back, kind of like an ocean wave. It reminds me of mountains, to be honest with you. And thank you, Kayla. I love my little cards. They're so cute. And then we've got some seashells, or no, what are these? Starfishes. And they're in so saffron. And then we've got another backsplash, kind of like a sandy, beachy scene. It would make a great sunset. Or I even think this one would make a great sunset too. And then we have this one with the sand dollars all over it. Multiple colors of sand dollars. Be a great little background piece or just a touch. And then we've got this seaside spray in a beachy kind of scene. Kind of looks like a beach. I don't know. Water, beach, makes me happy. And that's, wait, we've got this one last, and this one looks like sand. I use this in one of my cards as well. And then there's the background where you can actually die cut these out, I think. I'm not sure about the big one, but I know some of these die cut out, but you can always fussy cut them. If you're like me and you have a scan and cut, you could probably scan this and then trim out all of these pieces as well. Now in the Sand and Sea Suite, there's some stickers and embellishments that come in that. I'm not sure if I have them in my drawer or not. I do not believe I do. Usually I have them right in my drawer where I can show them off, but I do not. And of course, I've got a magnet that just flips somewhere. Oh well, we'll have to deal with it for the moment. I don't know where it went. It went somewhere, so my drawer won't shut all the way. Great. Anyway, so let's get back to doing this. I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful pearlish look, because we have this pearl paper that Stampin' Up! Has in this suite. This is the creamy white pearl paper, and it's beautiful, and I love it, but how do you get color to it? So you could take this, and you could just take some blends, and you could color it. You could use your new blending brushes, and you could color it. All of that works, and it is great, but this is expensive. This is like $11 or $5 for 2 papers. I'm not sure what the price is. I have to go look it up, but that's expensive, and I like this paper a lot. I don't want to do that. So I played, and I took out, and I did. Of course, I've got the Bermuda Bay here that I did, and then I have, this is my Misty Moonlight, and that's what it looks like with the pearl. I did a metallic pearl white, little water in a little bit of this and your blending brush, and it works just fine. Got it from Hobby Lobby because I lost my frost paint. The frost does look much better. It's not as streaky, but this gives you the same effect, and depending on what you're looking for, it'll work. Here is Pool Party. Here is, this is Blushing Bride. It almost makes it look like that pink pirouette that we used to have. This is what we're going to use today. This is Mary Merlot with the pearl brush back on it. And this one is Pretty Peacock with the pearl brushed on it. And that's just a piece of scrap that I had. So that's what we're going to do quickly. Well, actually, I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Get my blending brush back out. I had it, and I had it washed. As long as you wash it with this acrylic ink quickly, you don't let it dry up, you'll be fine to use the metallic. You have to use acrylic paint if you're going to do this, but you can add some water. You don't have to. The water will help thin it out so it won't be as streaky. I kind of like, for the sea, I kind of like the streaky look, so I'm just putting a little bit in here. I could add some water, but I'm in my shed and I don't have water at my access. So let me get a scrap of color paper. Try to get a scrap of a different color so we could see how it looks on everything. I've got Pool Party, and I've got some Seafoam Green. I'm going to try the Seafoam Green first because we've seen Pool Party. And I'm just going to take my blending brush, dip it in. Don't need a whole lot on it. And you're literally just going to take it off and blend it on. Of course, I got a cat hair or something in it too while I was at it. So you just blend it in, and it doesn't really change the color of this all that much. But that's where you take and you have to experiment to see what you get. And you just blend it in. That's really it. And it gives it a really cool, shiny look. so you can see this. It's not really good lighting here. I'm trying to get it right by the camera so you can see the shimmer. There's shimmer, and it's there's no shimmer here, but there you can see the shimmer there. So it's really pretty. I like it, and I just think it gives it a nice, it's no worse than this one. This one you can't really tell either, so, but you can definitely tell on the Pretty Peacock. So there, you can tell when you put it beside it how different it is. Okay, so that's really simple. There's not a lot to that, and it makes for an elegant card. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you how to actually take a piece of Whisper White, looking for my scrap of Whisper White, big enough so I can show you how to do the whole thing. I've got just a regular 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to take my die cut here, and I want to make one stamp with all of these on there. And I want them to be stamped, and I want to cut them out, and I want to see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is find where I want to put this. I'm going to put it right here on 2. Just leave it sit right there, and I'm going to put my magnet down on my apparatus just so I know where it's going. And then I'm going to lay this where I want to cut it. Of course, you have to be careful with the magnet because it will hold that. I'm going to pull it off for a minute. And I'll put this down. I'm going to hold it just like that. And then I'm going to take my stamps, and I'm going to lay these down. It's going to cut like this. Just like this. You're going to lay them so that they fall in here and they fit in that little hole. Just like this. And you're going to do this for all the images that you want stamped. Now, it will emboss all of these images when you get it cut, whether you stamp them or not. It will emboss them. There we go. And this has 4, and the rest of it's kind of like just seed. There we go. Okay, so I have all of my stamps in here. I'm going to line it up on this 2 right here so I know where to put it. And I'm going to put my board back down, and I'm going to make sure I pick up all of my stamps. Voila. So now I have them all where I want it. I put my piece of paper back on my 2. I'm going to put that there so I can keep it in place. I'm also going to go ahead and put my other one down so it stays. I can remove the die now. And now I'm just going to stamp in one color. I'm going to go ahead and do the Sahara sand just because it's going to be neutral. It'll go with a lot of other things that I have. And I already have some blue ones. And I already have some blue ones. So I'm going to go with these. Now we're not going to use any of these on our card today, but I wanted to show you how to do this and why this is such a cool set. Okay, I've got some ink on my stamps. Literally just going to bring this back down. Oh, got to move this. We'll go over here. Keep it down. Move this one over here. And there we go. Literally just press down now on our stamps. And we're going to have these great seashells. Now you could do this on watercolor paper as well and stamp them and then spritz the whole thing, and it gives it a really cool distressed watercolor look. And I didn't get very good on this tip up here. So I'm going to press good on there. I should have used a foam mat underneath this. Shame on me. I should know better. Because when you're using polymer stamps, it's very hard to get a good impression without having that foam giving in the background. So there we go. I've got some stamps. They're not very pretty because I didn't do foam. I don't want to move it. There. That's pretty good. So I don't want to move it again because, you know, it'll mess it up. So there we go. We've got this beautiful stamped image, and you're looking at it going, you're right, that's not beautiful. We're going to make it beautiful. So now comes my big shot. You need the big one for this. I know we have a new mini embossing cut tool, but I haven't bought the big one, and the little one does not work for this. So I've got a magnetic plate in here. I'm going to lay this down, and we're going to lay this right on top. And you just measure out, make sure it works, so that you have a little trim around everything. Sometimes you get it off a little bit, but it won't really, there we go. You won't really notice it all that much once you do all of the fussy cutting and whatnot if you need separate pieces. And we're just going to run it through the cutter. And it cuts beautifully. It cuts it one cut. There you go. You've got it all cut out. And I know it's going to look like crazy. Try to get it over here so we don't have all these papers, little pieces everywhere. I have been having trouble at the bottom with this one for some reason. Ah, there we go. It did come out. Good. Right here, it usually tries to stick. I don't know why, but there we go. So there you've got your cutout. I'm not going to punch the rest of these out. But the cool thing is, I know you're like, yeah, okay, so that's a cool cutout, but it's not really neat. It's not dimensional or anything. So what we're going to do now is we've got to figure out which way it goes. It goes like this. Always put your Stampin' Up! Logo on the front, and you're going to line up your seashell image. Line up all your seashell images so it fits inside here, and it will fit perfectly. Once you get it where you want it, you can do one of two things. You can put a little bit of washi tape or painter's tape or something to hold it in place. I would not suggest painter's tape. I've been doing that, and it's been tearing my my images, so I'm not going to put that in mine. I'm just going to leave it just like this. Now, if you're going to be cutting out just, say you wanted to cut just this out, cut out a piece that would fit it, stamp the image, and then lay the image on top, and you can emboss it and get just that image, and you'll be good. So now I'm going to lay this down like this. I'm going to come back through here, and I'm going to run it right through again, but with the emboss. So we come out and get, oops, I'm hitting my legs, this beautiful image. And now can you see the raised part of it? And look at that. You get detail in your seaweed, and you can color those however you would like. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now, if you wanted to emboss the entire image, see if I've got another piece. Let's go ahead and do Pretty Peacock. Let's just emboss it, just to see what we get. Well, we're going to have to emboss our, I got to find my pearl paper. I haven't cut it out. Where is it? I know here it is. I have to emboss this anyway. So we're going to go ahead and emboss this one so you can see what it looks like completely embossed. I'm just lining up my paper, make sure it's where I want it to be. I'm just trying to make sure I get some of that seaweed in there. Now we're not going to have, in this particular image, it's only going to be like 2 3/4 or like 3 by 3 maybe. So we're going to leave it like that. We're going to lay it down. We're going to run it through. And you get this. Look at that. Look at all the detail. Even when you don't use the die cut, you get different little bubbles and accents that look just great. I mean, you could emboss this on a regular piece of paper and then just color your little bubbles in a pearl color so that they would be sheeny and pretty, and you wouldn't even see all the other stuff. You could color each thing individually, like you could take and rub a brown on this or whatever you wanted to do on just a plain piece of cardstock. It would be great. So that's the simple. This is what we're going to use today. So I'm going to move this out of the way now that you've seen how to cut it and emboss it so you get that pretty paper. Don't want to sit on my Stamparatus either. Now we do have several other dies that come with this set. As you can see, I've cut out a whole bunch of stuff. Like this one, this is just jade. And I did the pearl on it. I actually sprayed glimmer mist on this. That's why it's pretty spotty. I didn't recommend that. And then I took Misty Moonlight on top of it to rub it in to give it different colors. That just shows you how to give it different colors. I just was experimenting and playing with an old piece that had some leaves cut out on it. As you can see in my little pack of stuff, I've got some Misty Moonlight, some Blushing Bride, and a set of stamped off Misty Moonlight. I've even got some pearl paper in here. And I did it in vellum as well. So I've got all my seashells in vellum. So I have just spares, and I keep them inside the case, which I really need to go get an envelope to put them in because it'll be much easier that way. But like I was saying, there are extra dies in here. This one would cut out the silver dollar. And we've got a sand dollar, or starfish, sand dollar, some seaweed, and another small seashell. So there you go. You could cut those out and stamp those individually as well. But we're going to do just a simple card today, nothing fancy. Let me get up our little card sample. Let me find it in my little pile over here that I have made, my card pieces. And here's our sample. So we can have that to look at. Our card. Now my card base is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, but this is actually 8 1/2 by 4 1/4, scored at 4 1/4. I wanted to make a square card. I could have made it bigger, but I'm not into doing too much math and wasting paper. So we're going to place this. This is from the Oso Ombre. This is the Rococo Rose. I kind of like the bubbly theme with this so that it, you know, goes with the sea theme, I think. And I'm going to put this on, and I'm using the Stampin' Seal. Actually, it has a plus. I really don't need the plus for this. I'm going to put my plus up because my plus I'd like to save. And let's see, where's my other one? We'll just go to our glue because I don't need to use the plus. It's not necessary. So I've got this embossed. I'm going to pop this on here in the center. There we go. Then I have a piece of Whisper White. This is 3 3/8. 1, 2, 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. This piece is 4 by 4. So 3 3/8. And then this piece is 3 1/8. And that goes here. So the next piece will be 3 by 3. And that's going to come out of our piece that we just embossed, which is right here in front of me. So let me get my cutter, and I will cut that. Okay. So now we have to decide what part of the image do we want. My other one has this seashell, so I think I'm going to mainly focus down here. So I'm going to go 3 by 3 this way. 3 by 3. I can save all these extra pieces to make an extra card. Do trim on the inside. It's really up to you, but I could have cut it smaller before I embossed it. You know, that's entirely up to you. I'm not crazy about wasting paper, but you know. So this is going to be how our card's going to set up. And then I'm going to do just some sentiments, simple little sentiments, and it'll be done. Place this right on top. And place this on top of my white. go. And I'm going to pop this up with dimensionals. Just use 4 little dimensionals here. And we'll pop this one right up. Now my sentiments on this one all came out of my many messages, which everybody's kind of like, what is many messages? Let me show you it in just a second here. I don't know if I have any sentiments left to use. This is actually crooked. Don't like it crooked. There we go. Now let me go get my many messages, which, you know, I should have left on the table, but I moved them and didn't keep them here. But they're easily found. So with mini messages, it's a die cut. It's a stamp with all these sentiments. And there's a die cut that cuts all these sentiments out. And then I keep them all in a folder. So we're going to try to find something here. I had one here. This one works. Sending a smile your way. I think we're just going to use this one. We'll see if I got anything else in here that works. I mean, some of these, like thinking of you with sympathy and prayers, is great, but it's a little bit too big. And these are also done on my Rococo Rose from the Oso Ombre, which is kind of great. Be brave, be strong, you've got this. I like that one too. I mean, that would work well. And it coordinates with this color in the background. I like that one. Let's see what else I got in here. Sending happy thoughts. That would work. I kind of like that one better though. And then I have them done in all different. I've got white. I've got, oh, what's this one? This one's in white. Sending you a heart of congratulations on your exciting news. And that's in white. That would work. I don't like that one. What you guys think? I think I'm going to go with the be brave, be strong. I think I like that one the best. I've got a lot of friends that are having health issues or, you know, kid issues, that kind of thing. I like that too. But we're going to go with this one, and I'm going to use Pop Dots. I'm just going to use some little ones for this because it's so small. I don't see the need to waste my big ones. So again, if you're here, please say hi. Leave me a message. I will be sending one of these to those who, I will be putting everybody who comments in a drawing, and I will send them out at the end of the week. Give everybody a couple of days to comment for viewing. And we're just going to pop that on here, just like that. And there's your simple little card. And some Rococo Rose with some Mary Merlot. I love that combination. It just seems to be so striking. Now on the inside of the other one, I did do the inside on this one. I took just a piece of Bermuda Bay and Whisper White, and then just a smidge of that Rococo or the Bermuda Bay bubble paper, which I will do the same thing on the inside of this one. I will put all the dimensions for this on the blog post that comes out at the end of the week. Put you back so you can see my mug. So I hope you enjoyed today's cards and that you are going to be inspired to create something beautiful or be inspired to ask me some more questions about the Sand and Sea set or the suite, Sand and Sea suite. It is a phenomenal set. I really wasn't sure, and it's been really hard for me to want to play with something that reminds me of the beautiful sea and the ocean and being back home in Biloxi, Mississippi. That's not where I'm from, but that was our great place to frequent. I can't go there right now. It's 10 hours away and COVID. And here it's just really cold. I mean, it hasn't gotten above 50 in months. So there's that. I just can't. I'm wearing sweaters and I look fat and frumpy, but that's okay. I don't mind so much. I'm healthy and I'm good and my grandkids are good. So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Remember, if you want to place an order, use my hostess code. It is, let me move my mug out of the way for you, down just a little bit so you can see We've got the hostess code right here. It is actually DSGX USA, DSGAX USA. It is on my blog if you need it, so don't worry about that. But if you place a $50 order in the next week, I will be giving away the Garden Wishes, and it is in the new catalog, the little mini catalog. It'll be this one, Garden Wishes, $50 order, and it will be yours. It's going to be first come, first serve. I only have one to give away, so the first person that makes that order will get that sent to them, along with a card kit for the month of January. The card kit is done with the Fine Art Floral DSP, and oh my goodness, is it fabulous. I'm using the gilded leafing with the card kit, so you'll get some of that as well, and try that out. And of course, there are no stamped images in the catalog, or stamped images in the kit, but you can use your own sentiments. Or if you decide to get many messages, you can just pop a little message on. I am sending you a little bit of die cuts of those with no sentiments, but there will be the die cuts, so you can use your own stamps. So guys, with that, you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week. Bye.